iShowSpeed, join the What Now? Make sure you watch till the very end to see something truly shocking. One day, as the sun set on another successful streaming session, iShowSpeed, whose real name is Darren, found himself staring at his reflection in the mirror. His eyes, usually sparkling with mischief, held a hint of sadness. Despite his fame, his fortune, and his legions of fans, he felt a void inside him. The same old routines, the same old jokes, it all felt hollow. He yearned for something more exciting, something that would set his soul on fire. Darren had always been a man of action, and he knew that if he wanted to feel alive again, he needed to step out of his comfort zone. He needed to immerse himself in something raw, something real, and he had just the place in mind. Pulaski, Tennessee, a town steeped in history and controversy, beckoned him. It was a place where the echoes of the past still whispered through the streets, and where the Ku Klux Klan had a strong presence. Darren saw it as the perfect backdrop for his next chapter, a place where he could experience something truly different. The move was swift and secretive. He left behind his lavish home and his comfortable life, trading it for a small, modest house on the outskirts of Pulaski. The change was drastic, but Darren was ready for it. He wanted to feel the pulse of a different life, to understand the people and the culture that made this town tick. As he settled into his new home, Darren found a sense of peace in the quietude. No more constant notifications, no more streaming schedules, just the serene silence of a small town. But he also felt a spark of curiosity when he found a mysterious letter on his front porch. It was a recruiting letter from the Ku Klux Klan, inviting him to join their ranks and become a part of their brotherhood. The letter was simple, yet powerful, speaking of tradition, honor, and a sense of belonging. Darren was intrigued. He saw this as an opportunity to experience something truly unique and exciting. Without hesitation, he decided to accept their offer. The first step was to acquire the traditional white robes and hood that would disguise his race and true identity. Darren went about this with meticulous care, ensuring that every detail was perfect. He wanted to blend in seamlessly, to become one of them without raising any suspicions. As he stood in front of the mirror, clad in the white robes, Darren felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. He looked like a different person entirely. The hood concealed his face, and the robes hid his body, making him anonymous. He was ready to meet his new brothers in the Klan. That night, under the cover of darkness, Darren made his way to the designated meeting point, a dense forest on the outskirts of Pulaski. The air was thick with anticipation, and the scent of pine filled his nostrils. As he approached the clearing, he saw a large cross erected in the center, surrounded by hooded figures. The sight was both eerie and exhilarating. The ceremony began, with a series of chants and rituals, each more intense than the last. Darren felt the power of their unity, the strength of their conviction. He joined in the chants, his voice blending with the others, creating a haunting melody that echoed through the forest. The cross was set ablaze, casting eerie shadows on the participants. Darren felt a surge of adrenaline, knowing he was part of something both historic and controversial. Word of his enthusiastic participation spread quickly within the Klan. They were impressed by his dedication and the fervor he brought to their meetings. Darren's charisma and natural leadership skills did not go unnoticed. He was seen as a potential asset, someone who could bring a new energy to their ranks. Just a few days later, Darren was summoned to a secret meeting. He was escorted to a hidden chamber where a group of high-ranking members awaited him. The atmosphere was solemn, and Darren could feel the weight of their expectations. They offered him a promotion to the role of Grand Wizard, a position of great power and responsibility within the Klan. Darren accepted the honor, still keeping his true identity hidden beneath the robes. As Grand Wizard, he would lead rallies, meetings, and ceremonies, using his charisma to inspire and motivate his fellow members. He saw this as an opportunity to make a real impact, to experience the raw power of leadership in a way he never had before. Meanwhile, back in the world of streaming, iShowSpeed's absence had not gone unnoticed. His fans, used to his daily content, were wondering what had happened to their favorite streamer. Speculations ran wild, from health scares to creative blocks. Some even joked that he had been kidnapped by aliens. Such was the mystery surrounding his disappearance. Darren's fans created theories and memes, trying to fill the void left by his absence. They missed his energy, his humor, and the unpredictable nature of his streams. Little did they know, their beloved iShowSpeed was living a life more exciting than any of his streams could have shown. Darren, now Grand Wizard, started to incorporate his new role into his life seamlessly. He led rallies with a passion that surprised even himself. His speeches were powerful, his presence commanding. He could feel the respect and loyalty of his followers, and it fueled his ambition. He was living a dream of power and influence. But Darren was also a man of the modern age, and he knew the value of sharing his experiences with the world. He started up another streaming channel, one that would showcase his new life without exposing his true identity. This channel would be a window into the world of the Klan, a place where his viewers could see the rituals, the rallies, and the raw emotion that defined this controversial organization. His new streams were a hit, drawing in viewers who were curious about this hidden world. Darren made sure to keep his identity a secret, using the hood and robes to conceal his face. He became a mysterious figure, a voice of authority and power, leading his followers with charisma and conviction. The contrast between his old life and his new one was stark. Gone were the days of silly challenges and pranks. Now he was a leader, a figure of authority, and a symbol of a controversial legacy. And yet, he found a strange satisfaction in it, a sense of purpose that he had been lacking. Darren's new channel gained traction quickly. Viewers were drawn to the mystery, the drama, and the raw emotion of his streams. They tuned in to watch the rallies, the ceremonies, and the intense discussions that took place within the Klan. Darren became a sensation all over again, but this time under a different guise. His old fans, the ones who missed iShowSpeed, started to take notice of this new channel. They recognized the energy, the charisma, and the unique personality behind the hood. Whispers of speculation began to circulate. Could this mysterious Grand Wizard be their beloved iShowSpeed? Darren heard the rumors, but he kept his secret close to his chest. He enjoyed the mystery, the intrigue, and the excitement that came with it. He was living a double life, and he loved every minute of it. By day, he was a reclusive figure in Pulaski, and by night, he was a powerful leader in the Klan. His streams became more daring, more intense. He showed the world the rituals, the chants, and the ceremonies that defined the Klan. He gave his viewers a front-row seat to a world that was both fascinating and frightening. And through it all, he kept his true identity hidden, adding to the enigma that surrounded him. Darren's life was a whirlwind of excitement and danger. He led rallies, gave powerful speeches, and inspired his followers with his passion and conviction. He was living a story that was as wild and untamed as the forests of Tennessee, and he loved every moment of it. But what happened next? Did Darren accidentally spoil his true identity? Or was he able to facade himself well enough to not raise eyebrows? Find out this and more in Part 2. Congrats! You've made it to the end of Part 1. If you would like to see what happens next, please consider smashing that subscribe button, giving a like, and leaving a comment. It helps out a ton. Now, you guys go enjoy yourselves while I pump out this thrilling sequel, and stay tuned for more. Also, while you're at it, join my Discord server linked in the description. Anyways, that's all for now, y'all. So get hyped for Part 2, dropping in just a few days.